Okay, so this video is going to review the unit circle. We're going to walk it in degrees and radians and put our points on. In calculus, you need to be able to reference the unit circle kind of in your brain without having to pull out a unit circle and look at it. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put degrees on here. We're going to walk it in 30-degree increments first. So I'm going to start with 0 degrees, and then 30, 60, 90, 120, 150, 180, 210, 240, 270, 300, 330, and 360. Hopefully, you know, for sure the first quadrant and the north, south, east, west are ringing a bell, and the others you can kind of count forwards or backwards. Also, notice I skipped my 45s because I go back and walk it again in 45s. When I walk it in 45s, remember that you're also walking the north, south, east, west, just that you already have. So this is 45, and then we get to the 90, and then I can either add another 45 to get this guy, or if you'll remember, the distance from 120 to 150 is 30 degrees, and you can just cut that in half. So if you can just bump 120 degrees up 15 degrees, that will give you the middle. So I take 210 and I add 15 to it, and I get 225, and then this would be 315. Okay, so there's your degrees. All right, now let's go radians. Okay, so to start, let's do our north, south, east, west. So we have 0 and 2 pi. Common misconception is that one lap around the circle is 1 pi. It's not, it's 2 pi. So half a lap would be pi. A quarter of a lap is pi over 2. And south is 3 pi over 2. Okay, now I'm going to walk my circle in sixth. So I have 1/6. Okay, so this next one, this 60 degrees, is 2/6, but I'm going to reduce 2/6. And then this is 3/6, 4/6, which reduces, 5/6, 6/6, 7/6, 8/6, which reduces, 9/6, 10/6, 11/6, and 12/6. Okay, then I'm going to go back and walk it in fourths. Again, remember I'm still counting the north, south, east, west. So 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, 4/4, 5/4, 6/4, 7/4, 8/4. Okay, and now I'm going to go points. I'm going to do my north, south, east, west. Remember, this is a unit circle. Called that because it is a unit in length and height, width and height. Be careful when you're doing your north, south, east, west points, because sometimes you can get so focused on the degrees and the pi's and the roots and everything that you forget that it's 1-0 instead of 0-1. So just, you know, slow your brain down on that and make sure you're good there. Okay, the next ones I'm going to do are my 45s because I think those are really easy. That's just your root 2 over 2, root 2 over 2. So all my 45s are that same point. You just have to get the signs correct based on what quadrant you're in. So negative, positive, both negative, and positive, negative. Okay, then we have the ugly pretty. Your ugly is root 2 over 3, and your pretty is 1/2. And the way that I taught it in pre-cal was your 4 that are close to the x-axis are all ugly first. So they are ugly, pretty, all of them. Just get your signs right. Sorry. Negative. And that's a negative. Negative. Okay, and then all the ones that are close to the y-axis are pretty ugly. So pretty, ugly. Pretty, ugly, pretty, ugly, pretty, ugly. There you have it. Okay. Now that's just the structure and all the information, but you got to know how to use it. So another thing that you need to remember is that cosine is your x value, sine is your y value. So if I were to say cosine of 60 degrees, the answer would be 1/2. If I wrote cosine of theta equals 1/2, the theta would be 60 degrees, but it would also be 5 pi over 3, or 300 degrees if I was going to do radian or degrees. So cosine is 1/2 happens twice. So theta is the angle, whether it's in degrees or radians. The trig of that angle comes off of the point. And I'm sure you remember tangent is y over x. And then remember they're reciprocal buddies. So cosine's reciprocal buddy is secant, SEC. So that's 1 over x. And cosecant is 1 over y. He's sine's buddy. And then you have cotangent, which is x over y. So you have, hold on. You have, I want to add a page. Sorry. So you have the trig stamp. So sine of theta, cosine of theta, tangent of theta, and cosecant of theta, secant of theta, and cotangent of theta. You should be having massive pre-cal flashbacks. Sine is your y, cosine is your x, tangent's y over x. Remember we said it's that one over that one. And cosecant is 1 over y, secant is 1 over x, and cotangent is x over y. Okay, so now let's use them. So it says find the point on the circle that corresponds to the given angle. Okay, let's do a hard one or a harder one. Let's do this one. So negative 3 pi over 4. So we just know that we're going to swing down, and I'm going 3/4 of a pi. So there's 1/4, 2/4, 3/4. So the point would be negative root 2 over 2, negative root 2 over 2. When you get into like 5 through 10, and again, these are old pre-cal notes that you have in your notebook, which I hope you saved. Cosine of 19 pi over 6. Well, 19 pi over 6 is not on your unit circle, so you need to figure out kind of where that is. So we're going to divide up. So 6 goes into 19 3 times, so that's 3 and a 6. So if I were to walk the circle, that's 1, 2, 3, and a 6, which will put me right there, which puts me here. And I want cosine, and cosine is the x value. So negative ugly. If I ask you for tangent, so negative 2 pi over 3, so there's 1/3, 1/3, and then 2/3. So I'm here, and I want tangent, so I want y over x. So negative ugly over negative pretty. Negative ugly over negative pretty. And then you're going to Bojangles this, and you're going to get a positive root 3. To do secant, I would just find cosine and flip it. So it would be 1 over x of that place. Cotangent would just be x over y instead of y over x. So hopefully this is enough to just sort of jumpstart your brain a little bit, dust off some summer cobwebs, to bring this stuff back to the front of your brain, because in calculus we're not learning this, we are using it and applying it. So it becomes a very minor step in a multi-step problem, and so your unit circle references need to be quick.